Dear Gemini, from the very first moment your energy touched my perception, I knew that what I was about to reveal to you wasn't a simple prediction, but a message that would strike like lightning, illuminating what has been hidden behind curtains of doubt and shadows of uncertainty. It is no coincidence that you are here, reading these words, at this very moment. The universe does not play with coincidences when it comes to you, Gemini. And what is about to happen tomorrow is not a warning, but a revelation that will shake the foundations of what you thought you knew about your path. I have seen, with a clarity that took my breath away, how the forces that govern your destiny align in a way that only happens once in decades. I do not exaggerate when I tell you that Saint Michael the Archangel, the warrior of light, has directly intervened on your behalf. His voice echoed in my mind like sacred thunder, Gemini, awaken. What is about to come is not a whisper, but a shout that will change the course of your soul. And when an archangel speaks, the entire cosmos stops to listen. Tomorrow will not be just another day. It will be the day when a door you believed was forever closed will swing wide open, not by your effort, but by a divine design that has been woven in silence. Do you remember that situation, that person, that dream you gave up on because the world told you it was impossible? Then prepare yourself, because the universe is about to return what was taken from you, but in a way your most imaginative mind could never have anticipated. It's not only about love, although yes, there will be an unexpected twist in that area that will leave your heart racing. Nor is it just about money, though the financial opportunities that will unfold tomorrow will be so evident that even the most skeptical among your acquaintances won't be able to deny that something supernatural is taking place. This goes beyond, Gemini. This is about your purpose. About that inner voice you've tried to silence because fear whispered you weren't enough. Tomorrow, that voice will become a chorus of confirmations, and what today seems like chaos will reveal its perfect pattern. I have seen how the pieces of your life, the ones you've tried and failed to fit together, begin to rearrange themselves, as if an invisible hand were placing them in their rightful place. And at the center of it all is you, not the you who has been struggling against the world, but the you who finally understands that the battle was already won before you even began to fight. Saint Michael does not shout for just anything. He intervenes when a soul is about to experience a quantum leap, a shift that is not merely a change, but a transformation. And you, Gemini, stand on the threshold of that leap. Tomorrow, something or someone will appear in your life as a mirror, reflecting not what you are, but what you've always been capable of becoming. And when you see it, you'll feel time stop, because in that instant you'll recognize the truth you've been avoiding. Your future is not a possibility, it is a promise the universe is about to fulfill. I do not ask you to believe my words. I ask you to observe. Tomorrow, when you wake up, pay attention to the details you usually ignore. A message at the exact right moment, a song that plays just when you need it, a person who appears as if destiny itself had sent them to you. Everything will be charged with meaning, because the universe does not speak in shouts, it speaks through synchronicities that only the brave can decipher. And you, Gemini, are about to become the wisest interpreter of your own life. It is no coincidence that Gemini is the sign of the twins, of duality, of that unique ability to see both sides of the same coin without losing your mind. But what few understand, and what will be revealed tomorrow, is that your duality is not a curse, but the map leading you to the treasure you've always sought. You are not divided, Gemini, you are multiplied. And that multiplicity is the key that will open the doors destined to reveal themselves before you. Allow me to take you beyond the astrological generalities you already know. I'm not speaking of Mercury, your ruling planet, as merely the messenger of the gods, but as the architect of the opportunities that will manifest in the coming hours. Mercury not only governs communication, but also contracts, agreements, and unexpected encounters that alter the course of a lifetime. And tomorrow, this planet will form an exact angle with Jupiter, the great benefactor, creating a portal of abundance that only opens for those who are ready to receive. You, Gemini, are on that list. But let's get specific, because I know your analytical mind won't settle for metaphors. Tomorrow, before noon, You will receive a message that takes you by surprise. It could be a text from someone you haven't spoken to in months, an email with an offer that seems too good to be true, or even a casual conversation that takes an unexpected turn. You'll recognize it because you'll feel a shiver, as if time slowed down for just a second. That's the moment when Saint Michael whispers in your ear, "This is it. This is what you've been waiting for." And here is where your Geminian nature will play a crucial role. Your tendency to analyze everything from multiple angles could make you doubt, question whether this is real or just another mirage. But I warn you, if you fall into that trap, you might miss the opportunity. Tomorrow is not a day to think, it's a day to act. You don't need to have all the answers now. In fact, the universe is asking you to trust the process, to take a step forward even if you can't see the full path ahead. Because haven't you noticed that every time you've tried to control every detail, life has led you down more complicated roads? Tomorrow, Gemini, control will not be in your hands, and that is precisely what will save you. Let's talk about love, because I know that's a topic that always beats in your heart. If you're single, tomorrow you might cross paths with someone who, at first glance, doesn't seem to match your type. But there's something in their energy, in the way they look at you, or in what they say, that will resonate with you like a distant echo from another lifetime. Don't ignore it. Gemini tends to intellectualize emotions, to seek logic where there is only magic. Tomorrow, love won't come with a manual. It will arrive as a whisper, as an intuition. And if you're already in a relationship, prepare for a conversation that will shift your dynamic. It won't be easy, but it will be necessary. Something long kept hidden, something you haven't dared to say, will come to light. And though it may cause tension at first, it will be the first step toward a more authentic, deeper connection. But this isn't only about love. It's also about money, about that stability that sometimes slips through your fingers like sand. Tomorrow, a financial opportunity will appear in a way you can't ignore. It could be a job proposal, a business idea that sparks in a casual conversation, or even the solution to a financial problem that's been keeping you up at night. The key is that it won't come wrapped in empty promises, but in concrete facts. Gemini is an air sign, and air moves ideas, but also money. Tomorrow, the wind will blow in your favor, and if you stay alert, you'll catch what the universe is offering you. However, there is something you must understand. This is not a cosmic lottery where you win without doing anything. The universe is giving you the tools, but you must use them. If you receive that call, that message, or that offer, don't leave it for later. Respond. Act. Say yes, even if you don't have all the answers. Because, Gemini, when Saint Michael the Archangel intervenes, he does not do so halfway. He would not give you this opportunity if he didn't know you were ready. And this is where many go wrong. They will think this is just luck, that things simply happen. But you know, deep in your soul, that this is the result of everything you have sown, every tear, every sleepless night wondering if it was worth continuing. Tomorrow, the universe will tell you yes, that every step, every fall, every decision has brought you exactly to this point. But don't think it will all be easy. Gemini, your sign is ruled by duality, and that means that along with the light, there will be shadows to face. Tomorrow, something from the past could resurface, a fear, a doubt, a person you thought you had moved on from. This is no coincidence. It is a test. The universe wants to see if you are willing to let go of what no longer serves you, even if it hurts. Because the abundance that is about to arrive cannot fit into a life full of resentments or toxic attachments. Imagine for a moment that tomorrow is the first day of a new era for you. How would you want it to be? What decisions would you make if you knew the universe was on your side? Gemini, you don't need to wait for things to happen to believe in them. You are the co-creator of your reality, and tomorrow, more than ever, you will have the power to shape your destiny with every word, every action, every thought. Now, I want you to do something for me. Close your eyes for a second and imagine that it is already tomorrow. Feel the energy of the day, listen to the sounds around you, Visualize the faces of the people who will cross your path. What do you see? What do you hear? Don't rationalize it. Just feel. Because that intuition, that premonition that arises when you stop overthinking, is the voice of your soul speaking. And your soul, Gemini, already knows what your mind has yet to understand. Tomorrow is not just another day on the calendar. It is the day the universe will remind you who you truly are. And when that happens, nothing will ever be the same again. There is one detail I have not yet revealed, Gemini, and that is that what will happen tomorrow is not an isolated event, but the result of a cosmic movement that began weeks ago, when Mercury entered your house of communication and activated a portal of synchronicities that is now reaching its peak. You, who have always been a master of words, connections, and contacts, are about to experience how all that talent materializes in ways you never imagined. But to understand it, you must look back a little, because the universe does not act randomly, and what is about to happen has deeper roots than it seems. Remember those moments in the past days when you felt a strange sense of déjà vu, as if time folded in on itself. Perhaps it was while listening to a song that transported you to another moment in your life, or when you crossed paths with a stranger who made you feel like you already knew them. These were not mere coincidences, Gemini. They were signs. The universe was preparing the stage, aligning the pieces so that tomorrow, when everything is revealed, you won't feel it is a miracle, but the natural result of a process that was already in motion. And here is where your analytical mind might start to resist. Gemini is a sign that needs to understand the why of things, that doubts what it cannot rationalize. But I ask you, just for today, to set aside that need for control. What is about to happen does not follow human logic, but divine logic, which is not always linear. Tomorrow, you may receive news that, on the surface, seems unrelated to anything you have been experiencing. It could be a message from an old friend, an invitation to a place you hadn't planned to visit, or even a technical error that leads you to discover something that was hidden. Do not question it. Do not overanalyze. Simply follow the thread. Because that thread will lead you to the center of the labyrinth, where the treasure the universe has prepared for you is kept. But let's go beyond the abstract. Let's talk about what this means in practical terms. If you are waiting for an answer regarding a job, a project, or an important decision, tomorrow you will receive clear signs. They won't be direct answers, but clues that, if interpreted correctly, will show you the way. For example, you might hear someone casually mention a keyword you've been associating with your deepest desire. Or you might come across a number, a date, or a symbol that has special meaning for you. Gemini, the universe does not speak in clear statements, it speaks in codes, and you are the only one who can decipher them. And what about money? I know this is a topic that causes you anxiety, because despite your cleverness, sometimes you feel that abundance slips through your fingers. But tomorrow, something will change in this regard. You might receive an unexpected payment, have a financial problem resolved that has been weighing on you, or encounter an opportunity to increase your income in a way you hadn't considered. The key is that it will not come as a gift falling from the sky, but as the result of a connection you made in the past, a seed you planted that is now ready to bear fruit. The universe does not reward passivity, Gemini. It rewards action, even if that action was just a simple gesture of faith in yourself. But there is more, something you may not want to hear, yet it is crucial. Tomorrow, a mirror will also be activated in front of you. That mirror will reflect not only your desires, but also your fears. Because the universe, in its infinite wisdom, will not give you only what you want, it will also show you what you need to overcome to deserve it. Someone might make a comment that hurts, a situation might confront you with an uncomfortable truth, or a memory from the past may resurface to remind you of something you have not yet healed. Do not avoid it. Do not deny it. Because that shadow appearing tomorrow is the final test before you can receive everything the universe has prepared for you. And here is where your dual nature plays a fundamental role. Gemini, you have the ability to see both sides of the coin, to understand that light and darkness are not enemies, but parts of the same whole. Tomorrow, when you face that mirror, do not choose a side. Don't focus only on the beautiful or sink into the painful. Embrace both, because only then can you integrate the lesson and move forward. Saint Michael the Archangel did not call your name for you to remain stuck in fear. He did it to remind you that you are stronger than you think, that your adaptability is your greatest superpower. Now, I want you to think about something. What is it that you most desire at this moment? Don't overthink it. Just let the answer arise. It could be love, money, peace, recognition, freedom, whatever it is. Tomorrow, the universe will give you a glimpse of what your life could look like if that desire were fulfilled. But, and this is crucial, it will not be the final version, but a preview. A small taste of what is to come if you follow the path being shown to you. Gemini, the universe will not give you everything at once, because it knows you need to grow in order to sustain it. But it will give you enough so that you know it is real, so that you feel in your bones that the change is already here. And don't forget that, as an air sign, your power lies in communication. Tomorrow, the words you use will carry more weight than usual. If you say yes to something, it will be a yes with profound consequences. If you say no, that no may close a door that might never open again. Choose your words with intention, but not from fear. Choose them from clarity. Because, Gemini, when the universe aligns the stars in your favor, every yes you speak becomes a magnet for abundance, and every no is a release of what no longer serves you. But there is one last detail you must understand. Tomorrow is not the end of a cycle, but the beginning of a new one. What happens will not be the goal, but the first step on a path that will take you to places you cannot even imagine. Gemini, you were not made for mediocrity. You were made for greatness, for expansion, to live a life that transcends the ordinary. And tomorrow, the universe will remind you of this in a way you cannot ignore. So prepare yourself, not only to receive, but to act. Because the blessings that are about to arrive are not meant to be locked away, they are meant to be used, shared, and multiplied. Gemini, the world needs your light, your ingenuity, your ability to connect what seems disconnected. And tomorrow, you will finally have proof that everything you have dreamed of is not only possible, but inevitable. Now that you are here, on the edge of this day that will change everything, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the weight of this moment. Because, Gemini, what you have read is not just another prediction, nor a generic astrological schedule that could apply to anyone. This is your life, your future, your truth, reflected in the words that have resonated with you from the very first paragraph. Saint Michael the Archangel did not call your name at random. He did it because he knows you are ready for what is coming, even if a part of you is still afraid to admit it. Tomorrow, when you wake up, the world will keep turning as always, but you will not be the same. Because now you know. You know that the message you are about to receive is no coincidence, that the opportunity that will open is not luck, and that the person who will appear in your path is not an accident. It is the universe responding to every tear you have shed in silence, to every night you stayed awake wondering if it was worth going on, to every time you chose to believe, even for a second, that something better was possible. And here is the key, Gemini, you don't need to do anything extraordinary to deserve it. You only need to be present. Because the blessings that are about to arrive are not rewards for being perfect, but for being authentic, for daring to be yourself in a world that often asked you to be someone else. But let me be clear about something. Tomorrow will not be a fairy tale day where everything magically resolves itself. There will be moments of doubt, instances when your mind will try to convince you that this is too good to be true. Gemini, your sign is one of duality, and that means that along with the light, there will always be a shadowy corner trying to make you question what you are experiencing. When that happens, remember this, the universe would not have brought you here to abandon you now. If something or someone appears in your path tomorrow, it is because it is part of the plan. Do not reject it out of fear of disappointment. Do not overanalyze it until its magic is exhausted. Sometimes, the greatest faith we can have is to trust in what we cannot see. And speaking of faith, there is something you need to understand about the money, love, and opportunities that will manifest. They will not arrive wrapped in a bow, ready to be opened effortlessly. They will come as seeds. Seeds that you will have to water with your attention, your decision, and above all, your action. If you receive that call, answer it. If that uncomfortable conversation arises, face it. If that door you've always wanted to cross appears, dare to turn the doorknob. Because, Gemini, the greatest blessings of your life will not come through passivity, but through the courage to say yes when everything inside you screams to run in the opposite direction. And what about those voices from the past that might resurface tomorrow? That ex who suddenly appears, that mistake you thought you had overcome, that fear you swore you had left behind. They are not obstacles, Gemini. They are the final tests before the universe delivers what you truly deserve. Do not fear them. Do not ignore them. Look them in the eye and say, I no longer have space for you in my story. Because tomorrow is not only the day you will receive, but the day you will also release. And letting go sometimes hurts more than receiving. But it is necessary. Because you cannot fill a cup that is already full of what no longer serves you. Now, I want you to do something for yourself. Before this day ends, sit in silence and make a mental list, or write it down if you prefer, of everything you are willing to let go of to make room for the new. It is not just objects, people, or situations. They are versions of yourself that no longer represent you. The Gemini who doubted their worth. The Gemini who settled for crumbs. The Gemini who believed that love, success, or abundance were for others, but not for them. Tomorrow, that version of yourself will begin to fade, like mist under the morning sun. And in its place will emerge someone who recognizes their power, who understands that their duality is not a weakness, but the ability to embrace more life, more love, more possibilities than any other sign. But there is a warning I must give you, and it is this. Do not make the mistake of thinking that because the universe is on your side, you will no longer have to fight. The difference is that, starting tomorrow, you will fight from a place of certainty, not desperation. You will know, deep in your being, that every step you take is guided, that every decision you make is supported by forces beyond what your eyes can see. Gemini, you are not alone in this. Saint Michael the Archangel did not call your name only to disappear. He is here, by your side, reminding you that every time the path seems uphill, it is not because you are going in the wrong direction, but because you are about to reach a summit worth climbing. And when night falls, after everything has happened, after that message, that meeting, that unexpected twist, take a moment to give thanks. Not for what you received, but for who you became in the process. Because the true blessings are not the ones that fill your hands, but those that transform your soul. Tomorrow, Gemini, will not only change your outer reality, it will change something inside you, and that change will be permanent. So prepare yourself, not only for the day ahead, but for the days, weeks, and months to come. Because what begins tomorrow is not an isolated event, but the first chapter of a new era in your life. An era where you will no longer have to ask if you deserve what you desire, because it will be right in front of you, tangible, real. An era where your ingenuity, adaptability, and ability to connect with others will become your greatest allies. An era where, finally, you will stop asking permission to shine. And when you look back, a year from now, 5 years from now, you will remember this moment. You will remember how you felt reading these words, how your heart beat a little faster realizing that, against all odds, the universe was conspiring in your favor. And you will smile, because you will know that none of this was a coincidence. It was destiny. It was alignment. It was the moment when, finally, you decided to believe in yourself as much as the universe has always believed in you. So go. Fall asleep with the certainty that when you wake up, the world will be the same, but you will not. Because, Gemini, tomorrow is not just another day. It is the day when everything begins.